Hello and welcome to How to Play Pinochle, presented by GatherTogetherGames.com. There are different variations to the card game Pinochle. This video will show you how to play with 2 players. The video will start with the general concepts and gameplay, and then get into more of the details for the game. To play, you will need a Pinochle deck of cards using 2 sets of the aces down to the 9s for a total of 48 cards. Each player is dealt 12 cards in sets of 4 cards at a time. The top card of the remaining deck is flipped up. The suit of this flipped up card will be the trump suit for the round. The object of the game is to score points through melds and winning tricks that include aces, 10s, kings, or queens. A trick is created by each player playing a card into the middle. The player with the highest ranking trump card will win the trick. If no trump card was played, the winner of the trick is the player with the higher ranking card in the lead suit. The cards are ranked with the aces being the highest, then the 10s, then the kings down to the 9s. Going back to the hand that was dealt earlier, I have flipped up each player's cards for you to see. In an actual game, you will keep your cards hidden from the other players. The round begins with the non-dealer playing the first card. Player 2 plays the ace of clubs. Player 1 will then play any card. Player 1 will play the 9 of diamonds. Player 2 wins this trick with the highest ranking card in the lead suit. After a trick is won, the winning player is able to lay down a meld if they have one. A meld can be any of the following: a sequence of ace, king, queen, jack, 10 in the trump suit, a marriage of king and queen in the same suit, 4 aces, 4 kings, 4 queens, or 4 jacks, with 1 being in each suit, a pinochle, which is a queen of spades and the jack of diamonds, or a double pinochle, which is both queen of spades and both jack of diamonds. Player 2 will meld a marriage. A meld is laid down, but throughout the round, the player can play a card from any meld down as if it were part of the hand. After a meld is played, the winner of the last trick will draw the top card of the deck, and the loser of the last trick will draw the next card to return their hands to 12 cards. Then the player that won the last trick will lead the next trick. Player 2 leads the next trick with the jack of clubs, and player 1 plays the 10 of clubs. Player 1 wins the trick as the 10 outranks the jack. If a player holds a 9 of trump, they can swap it with the flipped up trump card after winning a trick. Player 1 will swap his 9 of hearts with the flipped up 10 of hearts. Player 1 will draw the top card from the deck, and player 2 will draw the next card. Player 1 leads the next trick with the 9 of diamonds, and player 2 plays the queen of diamonds. Player 2 wins the trick with the higher ranking card. Player 2 won the trick and adds 3 kings to the previously melded king for 4 kings. Player 2 will draw the top card of the deck, and player 1 will draw the next card. Skipping ahead to the end of the deck, player 1 leads the queen of clubs and player 2 plays the ace of clubs. Player 2 wins the trick and adds 3 queens to make a meld of 4 queens. Player 2 draws the top card of the remaining deck. Player 1 gets the flipped up trump card. The rest of the round is only played for tricks now that the deck is exhausted. No more melds can be scored for, as the remainder of the round is just for taking tricks. Players will return any remaining meld cards to their hands. New rules come into effect on the last 12 tricks played. First, a player is required to play a card in the same suit that was led if possible, and second, a player is required to win the trick if possible. Player 2 leads the ace of hearts. Player 1 follows suit by playing the 9 of hearts. Player 2 wins the trick with the higher ranking card. When a player does not have a card in the lead suit or a trump card, the player can play any card. Players continue to play tricks until all cards have been played. The player that wins the last trick is awarded 10 points. Melding points are scored as they are won during the round. The points for different melds can be found on the quick guide, which is linked to in the description of this video. Player 2 would score 20 points when the marriage was laid down. Playing 9 of trump is worth 10 points and is awarded when a player switches it with the flipped up trump card, when it is melded, or when it is played into the middle. Player 1 gets 10 points for the switch. Meld points continue being added as awarded throughout the round. At the end of the round, players will count the aces, 10s, kings, and queens from their tricks won. Each ace or 10 won in a trick is worth 10 points. Each king or queen won is 5 points. Winning the very last trick is worth 10 points. Player 1 got a total of 11 aces and 10s and 8 kings and queens, plus won the last trick for a total of 160 points. Player 2 got a total of 5 aces and 10s and 8 kings and queens for a total of 90 points. At the end of round 1, player 2 leads 300 to 190. The game is played to 1000. If the same card is played by both players, the first one played wins the trick. A card can be used in multiple melds but not twice for the same type of meld. Player 2 melds 4 kings using a king already down from a marriage meld. A player can only score 1 meld per turn. A player is not able to play a sequence and then later take the points for the trump marriage contained within the sequence, but a player could play a trump marriage and later add the cards to make it a sequence in order to score for the marriage and then later the sequence. If the dealer flips up a 9 from the deck when dealing, they are awarded 10 points. A running score is kept throughout the game. The first player to hit or go over 1,000 points wins the game. If the 1,000 points are achieved in the middle of a round, the game is immediately over. That wraps up how to play Pinochle. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and get more game tutorials by subscribing to our channel, Gather Together Games. Thanks for watching.